Welcome to your deep dive. Looks like we're tackling the AI revolution today. From the impact on jobs and the economy to art and healthcare, even relationships. Color me intrigued, okay? Let's see what we can uncover.
You're definitely looking to understand this fast-changing world, and your sources show AI isn't some far-off thing. It's already here, changing how we live. Like, have you ever thought about how Spotify just seems to know what you want to hear?
All the time. Sometimes it's kind of creepy how it gets my taste. Is that AI doing its thing?
Oh, absolutely. Perfect example of AI in your daily life. Spotify, Netflix, those streaming services, they use these machine learning algorithms to look at what you've listened to or watched. And then they predict what you might like next. Bam, personalized recommendations.
So AI is curating my taste. That's
Yeah.
wild. What else is it doing that I don't even realize?
Think about healthcare. AI is being used to spot diseases early on. It looks at medical images like X-rays, MRIs, finds things a human eye might miss. Earlier diagnosis, earlier treatment. Then in finance, you've got AI algorithms stopping fraud, catching weird patterns in transactions, and of course, self-driving cars. Huge reliance on AI for navigation and decisions there.
Okay, AI's everywhere, but why is it booming now? Did something change?
You're right, AI is not new, but a few things have come together to really speed it up. One is just the explosion of data.
Right.
We're creating so much data all the time, and that data is what fuels those AI algorithms. Then there's computing power. We've got these powerful processors now. Cloud computing, it all means AI can process things way faster and more complexly.
And I'm guessing the algorithms themselves are getting smarter too.
Yeah, exactly. Big breakthroughs there. We've got these sophisticated models now, like OpenAI's GPT-4. It can write like a human, translate languages, make different creative stuff, even answer your questions in a really informative way, no matter how open-ended or weird they are. Google's DeepMind is another one. They created AlphaFold, the system that can figure out the 3D structure of a protein just from its amino acid sequence. It's really changed how we understand protein folding.
So more data, more power, better algorithms, that's fueling this AI revolution. It's exciting, but some of your sources talk about AI and jobs, that whole robots taking our jobs thing.
It's a worry, for sure. But it's not just robots replacing people on factory lines. It's about AI taking over thinking tasks, too. Think scheduling appointments, analyzing data, even writing reports. AI can do that now.
So not just blue-collar jobs, then.
Exactly. White-collar work is changing, too. A good example is financial analysis. AI can crunch numbers and find trends way faster than humans. There are even journalists using AI tools to help them write articles.
That is unsettling. Are any jobs safe, or are we all going to be replaced by robots eventually?
It's tough to predict the future, but jobs that need really human skills are less likely to be totally automated. Things like creativity, empathy, really complex problem solving, social intelligence, those are still safe bets. Healthcare professionals, for example, they rely so much on emotional intelligence and human interaction. AI can't really replicate that.
So doctors and nurses are safe for now.
For now, yeah. But AI will probably play a bigger supporting role even in those jobs. The future's probably more about humans and AI working together. Imagine doctors using AI to analyze patient data so they can make diagnoses faster and more accurately, or architects using AI to come up with design ideas so they can focus on the really creative parts of their work. It's about collaboration, using AI to make humans better.
That makes sense. So how can we future-proof our careers in this AI world? What skills do we need?
Adaptability and lifelong learning, those are key. One source talked about developing those soft skills, things like creativity, critical thinking, communication. Those are becoming even more important as AI takes over the routine stuff. It also said we need to embrace lifelong learning, keep up with how technology's changing. There are platforms like Coursera, Udacity, Khan Academy. They offer courses on AI and stuff like that. Learning the basics of AI helps you understand what it can do and how to use it in your job.
So don't fear AI, understand it and adapt, right?
Exactly. The future belongs to those who are willing to change and keep learning.
Definitely a call to action there. Speaking of action, some sources talk about AI creating new jobs. Is there anything to that?
Yeah, AI will definitely replace some jobs, but your sources say it can also create new ones. Look at the World Economic Forum report. It says AI could get rid of 85 million jobs globally by 2025, but also create 97 million new jobs in that same time.
So it's not just AI equals job losses.
Not that simple. How we work is changing, and AI is driving that change. Think of it as making innovation happen, leading to new industries and jobs we haven't even thought of yet.
Okay, basics of AI, its impact on jobs. Now let's talk about AI and creativity. Is AI about to replace artists?
It's a question lots of artists are asking. AI is already being used in creative fields, music, visual art, even writing.
So AI-generated music, art, literature. What's next? AI stand-up comedians.
Don't rule it out. But to understand AI and creativity, we have to think about what being creative means. We usually think of creativity as something human, imagination, emotion, personal experience. AI, on the other hand, uses algorithms and data to make new stuff.
So can AI be really creative if it's just remixing what's already out there?
Yeah.
Or is it just mimicking in a fancy way?
Great question. Some people say AI can't be truly creative because it doesn't have the feelings and experiences that inspire humans. Others say creativity is about connecting existing ideas in new ways, something AI can definitely do. Think of those AI art generators like Delhi and Midjourney. They make these crazy images based on what you type in, using these massive data sets of images.
I've seen some of those. They're mind-blowing. Makes you wonder, what does this mean for human artists?
It's fascinating, right? AI is blurring the lines between human and machine creativity. Makes you ask, what is art? Who owns the copyright when AI makes something? Some see AI as a tool to help human artists, give them new possibilities, make the creative process faster. For example, AI can generate melodies, write scripts, even create 3D models for animation.
So AI is more of a collaborator than a competitor for artists.
That's probably more likely, at least for now. AI can add to human creativity, give us new tools, but it probably won't replace human artists completely. There's still something unique and powerful about that human touch that AI just can't replicate.
Good news for all the creative people out there. But it does make you think about the future of art and how AI will change it. Speaking of change, you also had some sources about AI fighting climate change. Can AI really help save the planet?
It's an interesting possibility. AI could be a really powerful tool for tackling the climate crisis. It can analyze huge amounts of data, find patterns, make predictions, and all that can be used for different aspects of protecting the environment. Imagine AI monitoring deforestation live, predicting extreme weather events more accurately, or figuring out how to make energy grids use renewable energy better.
So AI can help us understand climate change better and do something about it.
Exactly. It can play a key role in cutting emissions and moving to a more sustainable future. For example, it's being used to develop self-driving cars that are more fuel efficient. It's also used in smart agriculture, monitoring crop health and using resources better, which means less waste and more efficiency.
That's really promising. But are there any problems with using AI for climate change? I imagine these systems use a lot of energy themselves. Could that end up making things worse?
That's a good point. We need to make sure the benefits of using AI are bigger than the energy it costs. It's about finding the right balance. Another concern is access. We need to make sure these AI solutions are available to all countries, not just the ones with the most advanced tech. Climate change is a global problem, so we need a global solution.
That's important. It's great that AI can be a force for good in fighting climate change. But you also had some sources about AI being used in not-so-good ways. Let's talk about the dark side. What are some of the risks and dangers?
One of the biggest worries is AI being misused in cybersecurity. We're basically seeing an AI arms race where both the good guys and the bad guys are using AI.
So it's like a digital battlefield with constantly changing weapons.
Exactly. On the one hand, AI is making cybersecurity better. It can spot and respond to threats faster than traditional methods. Companies like Darktrace and Silence are using AI for advanced threat detection and response. They can analyze tons of data instantly, find suspicious patterns, and stop attacks before they do any damage.
That's reassuring. But how are hackers using AI for bad stuff?
Imagine getting a phishing email that's so personalized and well-written you can't tell it's fake. That's AI at work. Cybercriminals are using AI to make super convincing phishing attacks. They're also using it to develop malware that can change and evolve in real time, which makes it hard for normal security software to find.
So it's a constant back and forth, cybersecurity pros and hackers, each trying to outsmart the other with AI.
You got it. And as AI gets more advanced, this battle is only going to get tougher.
Makes you wonder where it all leads.
The million-dollar question. But one thing's for sure, AI is changing the game in cybersecurity.
Well, this deep dive has been a whirlwind tour so far. We've covered a lot, from the basics of AI and its impact on jobs to its role in creativity and its potential to fight climate change, but there's still so much more to explore. You also included some fascinating sources about AI in healthcare, warfare, and even its impact on human relationships. That's a lot to unpack, and I'm looking forward to diving deeper.
It seems like your AI curiosity is just getting started. Let's explore those next and see what other insights we can find. It's been a fascinating discussion so far.
It really has, but we still have a lot more ground to cover. One thing that really struck me going through all these sources is this idea of AI being used in warfare. It's kind of intriguing and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, I understand that feeling AI in warfare is a real double-edged sword. On one hand, it could make military operations much more precise, more targeted, potentially even reducing civilian casualties.
So AI could actually make war less destructive.
That's the hope that some people have AI-powered systems could, for instance, tell the difference between a combatant and a civilian much better than a human soldier could. And they could be used for things like disarming explosives or going on reconnaissance missions in dangerous places without risking human lives.
That sounds promising, but what about the downsides? What are the risks?
Well, the biggest worry is definitely misuse. AI could be used to create autonomous weapons systems, things that can choose and attack targets without any human involvement at all.
So like those killer robots you hear about.
Exactly, that's the concern. And it might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but the technology is actually advancing pretty rapidly. Several countries are putting a lot of money into developing these autonomous weapons systems.
That's a scary thought. What are the arguments for and against creating these killer robots?
Well, the people who support it say that autonomous weapons could reduce civilian casualties and make warfare more efficient. They also say that these systems could take the emotion out of combat, so decisions would be made more rationally and strategically.
But wouldn't that make it easier to go to war if there's no risk to human soldiers?
That's one of the main arguments against it. Critics worry that these systems would lower the bar for going to war, making countries more likely to get into conflicts.
Yeah, that's a chilling thought.
Yeah.
What about the ethics of it all? Machines making life or death decisions.
That's another huge concern. Can AI systems really understand how complex warfare is and make moral judgments? Can they be held accountable for what they do? These are all questions we need to figure out before we unleash autonomous weapons on the world.
It does feel like opening a Pandora's box that we might regret later.
It's a really complex issue with no easy answers. It's something we need to talk about as a society, figure out where we stand.
Absolutely. A lot to consider. Well, moving on from that, let's talk about something a bit more hopeful. AI in healthcare. I'm really fascinated by this idea of AI-powered doctors and personalized medicine.
Yeah, it's an area with a lot of potential menace. AI is already being used in lots of ways to improve healthcare, from diagnosing diseases to helping with surgery and even creating new drugs.
I've heard about AI being used to detect cancer in medical images. Is that actually happening?
It is. AI algorithms are being trained to analyze images like mammograms and x-rays to find patterns that could mean cancer is present. And these AI systems can often spot tiny things that human radiologists might miss, leading to earlier diagnosis and treatment, which is really important for good outcomes.
That's incredible. It sounds like AI could actually save lives.
That's potential early detection is key, especially for diseases like cancer.
What about AI-assisted surgery? Is that happening now too?
Yes. AI-powered surgical robots are being used in operating rooms all over the world. They can assist surgeons with really complex procedures, providing more precision and control, which can reduce the risk of complications and lead to better results for patients.
I imagine that also reduces the chance of human error.
Exactly. That's one of the main benefits of AI-assisted surgery, minimizing those risks and improving outcomes for patients.
What about personalized medicine? How's AI being used there?
Well, AI can analyze a patient's genetic data, their medical history, and even their lifestyle to come up with treatment plans that are tailored to them specifically. It means treatments can be more effective and have fewer side effects.
That's amazing. It sounds like science fiction is becoming reality.
It really is. AI is revolutionizing healthcare in ways we couldn't have imagined just a few years ago.
But are there any concerns about AI taking over healthcare completely? Will doctors and nurses be replaced by robots?
It's a common question, and while AI will definitely become more and more important in healthcare, it's unlikely to completely replace human doctors and nurses. Healthcare isn't just about diagnosing and treating diseases, it's also about compassion, empathy, human connection, things that AI, at least in its current form, can't really replicate.
Yeah, I think I'd still prefer a human doctor to hold my hand and reassure me when I'm feeling vulnerable.
I understand that sentiment AI can help with a lot of things, but it can't replace the human touch in healthcare.
Well, it's good to know that human doctors and nurses will still be around.
Yeah.
But it's exciting to think about AI improving healthcare and making things better for patients.
It is. The future of healthcare will probably be a partnership between human healthcare professionals and AI systems, each one using their strengths to provide the best possible care.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about another area where AI is having a huge impact. Cybersecurity. It seems like AI is being used for both good and bad in this field.
That's a great observation. AI is playing a kind of dual role in cybersecurity.
Oh, so?
Well, on the one hand, AI is making cybersecurity stronger. It can detect and respond to threats much better than traditional methods. AI-powered systems can analyze huge amounts of data in real time, finding suspicious patterns and stopping attacks before they can cause any harm.
So it's like a digital bodyguard for our data.
You could say that companies like Darktrace and Cylance are using AI to offer this really advanced threat detection and response. These systems are constantly learning and adapting, which makes them better at stopping even the most sophisticated cyber attacks.
That's good to hear. But you also mentioned that AI is a weapon for cyber criminals. How are they using it?
Cybercriminals are using AI to make their attacks more sophisticated too. For example, AI can create these incredibly convincing phishing emails that are almost impossible to tell apart from real messages. And AI-powered malware can change and adapt as it goes, making it really hard for traditional security software to detect.
So it's like an AI arms race in the cybersecurity world.
Exactly. As AI technology gets better, both the good guys and the bad guys are finding new ways to use it to their advantage.
That sounds like a battle that never ends.
It kind of is. Cybersecurity is a field that's always changing, and AI is just adding a whole new layer of complexity.
So what can we do to protect ourselves in this new AI-powered world?
Well, one important thing is to just be aware of the threats and understand how AI is being used by both sides. Be careful about clicking links or opening attachments from people you don't know, and use strong passwords and multi-factor authentication to protect your accounts. It's also important to stay updated on the latest cybersecurity advice and best practices.
Good advice. It sounds like we all need to be extra careful online these days.
We do. AI is changing the rules of the game, so we need to change how we approach cybersecurity.
You know, going through all these sources, I've realized something. AI isn't just a technology. It's like a mirror reflecting our own values and biases and hopes.
That's a really interesting point. AI is a product of human creativity, and because of that, it has the potential for both good and bad.
And it's up to us to guide its development and make sure it's used in a way that benefits humanity.
Absolutely. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're creating together through our decisions, our actions, and our values. We need to make it a future that works for everyone.
That's a great point. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but we're not quite done yet. You also shared some fascinating research about AI and human relationships. This is where it gets really interesting for me.
It's an area that often gets overlooked, but it has some really profound implications for how we connect with each other as humans.
I agree. Let's dive into that next and explore how AI is shaping the way we interact with each other. All right, we're back, ready to jump into this AI and relationships thing. It's not what you think of first with AI, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. AI is already in so many parts of our lives, even how we connect with each other.
It really is, isn't it? Think about online dating. Those apps, AI's right there, those algorithms, matching people up based on what they like, their personality even.
Yeah, exactly. AI is like a digital matchmaker.
Analyzing all that data to find good matches.
But does that take the fun out of it? The romance, the chance encounters?
It's a good question. Some people might say relying on algorithms for love takes away from the natural way of finding someone. But others might like how efficient it is, the chance of finding someone who's really right for them.
True. Depends how you look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like it or not, AI is in the dating game for sure. And it's not just dating apps. What about social media? How's AI changing how we interact there?
Think about those personalized news feeds. You know, how you always see stuff that matches your interests, what you already agree with. That's AI algorithms right there.
Oh, totally. Sometimes it feels like I'm in this bubble, only seeing things that confirm what I already think.
That's exactly what those algorithms do. They're designed to keep you on the platform, but it can create these echo chambers where you don't see different viewpoints.
So AI can actually make social media more divisive? That's kind of worrying.
It's a valid concern, something to keep in mind as we use these platforms that are so driven by AI.
For sure. Okay, so AI is matching us up, shaping what we see on social media. But you also mentioned these AI companions. This is where things get really wild.
It's a fast-moving area. AI companions, they're designed to be company, offer emotional support, even just chat with you.
Whoa, hold on. Emotional support from AI. Is that even possible?
AI is getting really good at understanding and responding to human emotions. They can learn what you like, remember things about your life, even offer encouraging words when you're down.
That's kind of freaky. Can AI really understand feelings and be a real companion? Or is it just faking it?
That's the big question researchers are still trying to figure out. AI companions can definitely act like they're empathetic and understanding, but they don't have real-life experiences, the full range of human emotions.
Yeah, I get it. It's easy to say, I understand how you feel, but it's different to actually feel those things yourself. So while AI companions might make you feel less lonely, they can't replace real human relationships, right?
That's right. Human relationships are about shared experiences, understanding each other, those emotional bonds that AI can't fully recreate, at least not yet.
Okay, that's good to know. I think I'll stick with real people for those deep connections, but I can see how AI companions could be helpful for some, especially those who are lonely.
Definitely. That sense of connection can be really valuable for people who are isolated.
So we've talked about AI in dating, social media, even these AI companions. It's amazing how much AI is already influencing our relationships, even in small ways.
It shows how AI is becoming a bigger and bigger part of our lives. And as it keeps developing, it'll be interesting to see how it changes the way we interact with each other even more.
This deep dive has been quite a journey. We've covered so much, from how AI is affecting jobs and creativity to its potential in healthcare and the risks in things like cybersecurity and warfare.
It's been a really interesting discussion. AI is such a powerful force, it could totally change our world.
As we wrap up, I'm feeling both excited and cautious. AI has so much potential to solve big problems, but we need to be careful about the risks too.
I agree. We need to approach AI in a balanced way, using it for good, but also being aware of the dangers.
So as we leave our listener to keep exploring the world of AI, what's the one key thing you want them to remember?
Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay curious. The future of AI isn't set. It's something we're creating together. Our choices, our actions, our values, they all matter. Let's make sure it's a future that benefits everyone.
That's a great way to put it. The power to shape the future of AI, it's in our hands. Let's use it wisely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the AI revolution.
My pleasure.
Until next time.